Good afternoon, students. Today we will start the explanation. I'll be explaining per paragraph. So every one of you listen carefully and have a look on the textbook. Okay, it's everything is there in the PowerPoint and you just have to listen and have a look on it. We will be starting on chapter 16. Sustainable management of natural resources. It's not mentioned on the sustainable. Okay, no problem with that. And when we have a look on this chapter 16, it carries, along with chapter 15, it carries 9 mark for the final exam. Okay, I will be dividing this chapter into various 3-4 videos because the explanation is a little bit vast. Okay, let's have a look on the introduction. Living in harmony with the nature. When we have a look on the ancient practice, we have been living in harmony with the nature. And the only option comes in this we are when we live in harmony with the nature. The word sustainable management comes. And we have been practicing from the integral part of India's traditions as well as in the culture. We have been practicing in the craft, festival, food, belief, rituals, and folklore, etc. Okay, and we have got various kinds of book or phases. Okay, and in that they have already mentioned about the sustainable development in relation to nature. Okay, let's have a look on the Berrycraft. Okay, well, let us have a look on the flashback on class 9, which we have studied just last year. We have studied about the natural resources such as soil and water as well as air, etc., and how they are cycled in our nature. We have already studied this topic in the previous classes previous year. Okay, we have also studied about the various type of pollution and how it affects and how it is being caused. Okay, and so today we are going to study about the conservation. Okay, how we can sustain ourselves. Okay, sustain and conserve our environment. That is the main motive of this sustainable management of natural resources. And when we look on the natural resources such as forests, wildlife, water, coal and petroleum, we see that it has been declining day by day. Yes or no? And there is a big issues we need to think about sustainable development with it. And that is the main motive of this chapter. And when we have a look on the second paragraph, we are faced by various kinds of environmental problems, not only in our state, not only in a country, but as a whole, as the world face, okay, as the at the global level, and it is a need for us to adopt some certain measures to change this one. And when we have a look on these various kinds of global issues, international laws and regulation has been implemented, and various kinds of act for environment pollution has been imposed. And there are also many various kinds of national and international organizations working towards protecting our environment. Okay, when we have a look on the paragraph, awareness about the problem caused by unthinking exploitation of resources has been a fairly recent phenomenon in our society. Okay, lack of awareness and just if we are that much selfish without thinking about the other cause, what are its side effects? That is the only thing. We need to be aware of such kind of things, and I would like to cite one example. Okay, I hope everybody heard about Ganga Action Plant. It's mentioned Ganga Action Plant. This is a multi-crore projects which was implemented in the year 1985. And why it was implemented? Because the quality of the water in Ganga was very important. It becomes very polluted. When we have a look on the Ganga River, it has course river of nearly 2,500 kilometers from Gangotri in the Himalayas to Ganga Sagar in the Bay of Bengal. But because of human activities, people start throwing various kinds of garbage. People start polluting it by taking part in, by washing clothes, and it has become totally polluted. and thus the this action plan was implemented to overcome to try to stop this pollution. When we have a look on this project, okay, this multi-crore project which we call it Ganga action plant, this was implemented to overcome the pollutions. Okay, why it was started, because the water become very polluted, and when we have a look on this, the pollution started because of one kind of bacteria known as coliformed bacteria, okay, which is found in human intestine, and the presence of such kind of bacteria in the water indicates the contamination, and thus various kinds of disease by microorganism is caused, and so it become a mandatory that and thus the program was implemented to stop such kind of pollution. Okay, when we have a look on this one, this is very important, and this is very much in concern. We need not always worry about it, but we can overcome many things by making differences in ourselves. And here we are going to study about different kind of R's. RS, that means different kind of R's, and this chapter totally is based on this 5R. Okay, 5R, and first comes the refuse. Okay, in some book you will find in the old edition 3 R's, but in the new version, new book, there will be 5 R's. Okay, a 5 R's. First one comes the refuse. Okay, refuse. This means that we should say no to the things people offer you that you don't need. We should say no. If you don't need, we should say no. We should have the confidence, and we should say that if you don't need, I don't need. We should say frank. Okay. Refuse to buy products that can harm you and the environment. Say no to single-use plastic carrying bags. Hope you got it. The second one comes the reduce. Okay, reduce means, this means that you use less. Okay, use less. You save electricity by switching off unnecessary light and fan. You save water by repairing the leaking tap. Do not waste food. Can you think of other things that you can reduce the usage of it? See, when we have a look on the next one, that is second, reduce. Okay, if you don't need current, if you don't need light, we should switch off. During the daytime, it is better to switch off. Suppose if you're brushing your teeth and if there is leakage in your tap, we should better repair it. Okay, these are some of the things we can reduce to overcome this kind of situation. The next one we have got is reused. Okay, reused. Okay, third one is not there. Third one is reuse. Oh, sorry, reuse. It's yeah, it's given out here, and this is much more better than recycling. Okay, this is much more better than recycling. I'll just see an example. Suppose after writing an envelope, okay, we can reuse that one by folding it in reverse way. Okay, simply you can use it again instead of throwing away. Use envelope, you can conserve it again. Okay, next is that we buy various kinds of fruit products, yes or no, various kinds of fruit products, and it contains in the bottle, and we can clean it and we can reuse such kind of things. Okay, the fourth one, repurpose. It's not mentioned out there, but in your new book, it is mentioned out there. Repurpose means, this means when a product can no more be used for original purpose. Suppose you have got purchased some cup. Okay, and when we're using it, happened to become crack. Okay, and instead of throwing that one, you can plant some flower in that pot. Hope you got it, and that is the meaning of repurpose. The last one is to recycle. This is very important. Okay, the most important one is the recycled. Okay, we use various kinds of plastic. Yes or no? Paper, glass, and metal items, and this material has to be segregated in such a way that it can be recycled. This material to make required things instead of synthesizing or extracting fresh plastic. Yes or no? And we should collect all the waste plastic, and after that we can sell it and we can try to recycle it. Hope you got it. Are you getting some point? Yes. While we take decisions in our day-to-day life, we need to make decision in such a way that the things that we decide should be environment friendly decisions. And when we take environment friendly decision, one important word, that is the concept of sustainable development. Sustainable development implies it comes. The concept of sustainable development encourage form of growth that meet current basic human needs while preserving the resources for the needs of future generation. That means we should use things judiciously so that we can use today and we can use it tomorrow also. And along with that one, if we go on with sustainable development, means economic development will follow. Yes, economic development is very much linked to environment conservation. Thus, sustainable development implies a change in all aspects of our life. That means we need to change ourselves first in all the way we think, in all the way that we do. It depends upon the willingness of the people to change their perception of the socio-economic and environmental conditions around them, and the readiness of each individual to alter their present use of natural resources. That means we need to change first ourselves, our thinking mentality. Then only we can bring about sustainable development. Okay, that's one. Okay, the next topic, why do we need to manage our resources? Okay, when we have a look on the road and buildings that we come across, along with it, we need food, clothes, books, toys, furniture, etc. And all these things are obtained from the resources of the earth. Yes or no? From the resources. And the only thing we get from outside is energy, which is received from the sun. And all these things are being used by living organisms for various physical and chemical processes on the earth. And next question, why do we need to use our resources judiciously or carefully? Because the resources which we are use is not unlimited. Okay, it is not unlimited. Okay, another thing we need to consider, okay, while we exploit natural resources is that the damage we cause to the environment while these resources are extracted. Suppose if you are doing some mining operation, during the mining operation we destroy the forest, yes or no? We cut down the forest, after that we do the mining, yes or no? And when we do the mining, a large amount of waste or slack is being produced, and this has to be discarded in such a way, it has to be maintained. Okay, hence sustainable management resources, natural resources, uh, demands that we plan for the safe disposal of this waste product also. And when we compare, okay, the present scenario with the ancient, okay, it's a totally little bit different. Okay, the present day global concern for sustainable development and conservation of natural resources are of recent origin as compared to the long tradition and culture of the nature conservation in a country. Various kinds of principles of conservation and sustainable management were well established in the prehistoric Indian time. And when we have a look on, we have got various kinds of literature that glorifies and the principle of sustainability, and it was established at its very best time. That's all for today.